Hello, everyone. Chris Chesniak here, CEO and founder of Grandmaster Finance. I wanted to talk about a very popular subject that obviously is affecting not only our entire country, but other parts of the majority of the world, and that is the COVID-19 that we've all been unfortunately having to experience, and whether it's affecting families to businesses, you name it, to just daily life, and how it's affecting our business currently, and some recommendations and steps that we can do to ensure that it tries to affect our business the least as possible, and to protect our customer, our employees, to make sure that they are safe, and that we have the least amount of decrease and can adapt to this situation the best that we can. There's some protective measures that again, depending on the size of your store, your dealer group, how you guys do things. This is all just simply recommendations. You can take bits and pieces of it and use it how you want. This is what I feel and what I've seen is what is going to be an effective approach to this to ensure everyone's safety, during this crisis. And quite frankly, it's even for measures after we get out of this epidemic. I believe it's going to be safe measures to proceed, every day there on out, just to be safe. Some things that, so the biggest thing, a lot of people are obviously noticing is, there's a lot of people losing jobs. There's people not wanting to come into dealerships for obvious reasons. They don't want to get, affected by this virus. And so there's a lot of people that won't come in the door. So the biggest shift that have been having to make is finding a way to deliver cars to people off site, not in person. That's, during the transition of, once we phase out of this epidemic, it will get better with customers starting to feel more comfortable coming back in, which we're going to go on in a second here. But mostly, you guys got to figure out a way to let your customers know that just because they don't come to the dealership, we can still sell them a car. Whether we need to take a vehicle, sanitize it down, drive a vehicle or two out to them, have them look at it, and then take paperwork back to them, whatever you have to do to get sales. I mean, even if it's a smaller margin sale or whatever, it doesn't matter. We have to adapt to these times. We can sit here and blame whoever. It doesn't really matter. It's about the results and what you got to do to make it in these current circumstances. So that's gonna be the number one thing. And one of the other topics we're going to go on later on another time, we're going to discuss, what to do, in finance, presenting product and menu, presenting your products, when you have an offsite sale. And we're going to go over that in another recording. So, one of the other things that, I would say right now, that's going to be your most important thing. Being able to make sure it's essentially offering concierge service that, willing to accommodate however you can offsite, whether it's coming to their house, their work, wherever it may be. That's going to be your number one thing in order to have the least amount of decrease in sales and trying to still capture business while we're going through this. I would definitely, there's still going to be some customers that are going to come in. They will, the biggest thing that the dealership or the customers need to know is that they feel safe there. That they know. I would put signs up all around your dealership everywhere. And I would actually do this is make sure your entire dealership is completely sanitized and wiped down. All of your finance offices, your sales desks, everything, every department, everywhere a customer has access to or can touch, or, whether it's a kid's room, anything. My one thing that finance people have been expressing a lot of concerns. I've been getting a lot of emails and calls just asking, different for advice on various tactics on how to handle certain situations. A lot of employees are not even comfortable going to work because they're, in fear that they're going to catch something. I mean, just stay protected, wear masks, wear gloves, do whatever you got to do to be safe and keep your social distancing per the guidelines by the CDC. The other thing that I would do is I would offer masks and gloves to customers, that come into the store. Let them feel safe. If they want to look at a vehicle, you want to know that, if you want them to go, let them know that you're going to go wipe down that car, the steering wheel, the cockpit area, anywhere that someone would be sitting in there, to know that if someone else previously test drove that vehicle, that the car has been wiped down and sanitized. In finance offices, if you, I've seen some dealerships are taking advantage of putting a plexiglass barriers to minimize, contact. That's one option. I would sanitize every finance office after every delivery. I would even go as far as, if you have the ability and you offer cheap pens, you have cheap pens, whatever, give every customer a brand new pen. If it's just a cheap, big pen, whatever it is, just to show it's just to show that you as a dealer are taking proactive measures to make sure that your store, your customers, and your employees are all safe while we go through these challenging times. You're going to notice, a lot, I believe, in the next probably couple months, there's going to be a lot of extra incentives getting hit out by the factories and the manufacturers with incentivized rates that they've never done before. Because, when you guys aren't selling cars, they're not, and metal's not being moved, it hurts them just as bad. So they're going to offer special incentives, special rates, special rebates, available to the dealer and the customer to take advantage of these times and try to help, minimize the amount of lost sales as much as possible. So make sure you guys read up on your programs regularly, and keep in contact with your brand, your manufacturer, to know all the changes that happen and anything new that comes out anytime, because they will, a lot of them already have, but I believe they're going to get even better. So just keep posted on all that stuff. The next, that's some of the main things that I say are the most important things right now to do. The one thing I have to tell everyone is that, you can sit here and you can blame everyone for all this or blame someone in particular. The reality is this: it is what it is. We just have to do the best that we can as professionals to adapt to the situation and help minimize the impact of what's really going on. We want to try to sell as many cars as we can for the most amount of profit. That's what we're here to do. But we want to also be safe doing it. So by taking these proactive measures and adapting to the situation and not blaming anyone, just taking it for what it is and being as proactive about it as you can, is the best thing that we can do at a time like this. Things will ease up. Once this epidemic is over. It's not like the switch is going to be hit and everyone's just going to be running in the door or anything like that. It's going to be a little bit of a transition through time. You'll start to see more and more people come through the door, but people are going to be they're going to be looking for, still at that point. Just because an epidemic might be over at that point does not mean to not be safe, and to still demonstrate what you need to do to keep your dealership clean, sanitary, and safe. And the more that the customer feels that the dealer and the employees are taking it seriously, and they see that they're going out of their way in multiple measures to ensure that the dealership is sanitized and clean, and showing that they're trying to protect everyone, it's going to make the customer feel a lot more at ease. So that's some of the things that I'd recommend. Again, even if this is a year or two out, I don't think some of these recommendations, I don't think they should ever change. The one other thing I would add is I am a strong believer. It's typical when you meet someone, you shake their hand. I would have a no shaking hands policy. What I had a couple of people do, and what I recommended, I've either done an elbow bump with, if they had a long sleeve shirt on, or I just give a nod, introduce myself, and then explain, that we are, most people are starting to catch on of not wanting to shake hands to begin with. So it's just one of those extra little things that can make a difference. So Again, those are just some of the things to help handle, during these times, to help keep your dealership and everyone safe. The goal is to get past this so that we can get back to, everything is as close to normal as we possibly can. How long that'll be, we don't know. But by taking these measures and doing things properly, it'll help put your employees and your customers at ease and ensure that we are being as safe as we possibly can during these times. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Comment below. Next topic, I'm going to be ended up talking about, as I mentioned, what to do specifically with offsite selling, and how to present menus and go over your products that you offer in your finance office, whether it be by phone, video, and the different ways of how to do it. So stay tuned, guys. Comment below and like us at grandmasterfinance.com. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. Stay tuned.